All right, we're live, CT. All right, guys. Looks like we're here. Everybody's up and going. Give me a few moments. Let me adjust the volume so we don't have a lot of echo going. Um, and we'll do a quick pull up on the page. All right, we have 4 on. Looks like folks are checking in. All right, so today what we're going to do is just going to give a brief update in terms of where we are on the project, and then at the same time we're going to I'm going to turn it over to Colin. So, hey, how you going? How you doing, Iran? And then let me put this on mute right here. I'll mute this on my side, and then I'll turn it up just a tad bit so we're not getting the echo. So yeah, guys, want to give you guys a quick update today about what's happening with the project as we continue to move forward. We're continuing to do work on the test net and getting the new blockchain up, preparing for the transition. Hey, Apocalypse. So I do want to give you guys a quick update from like one of our partners. Most of you might not have heard about Lumina. Lumina is like one of our major investors in the project. Too much noise like ocean waves. Maybe it's my computer. Might try to turn it down just a tad bit. So how's that now? Because it could be so it could be my computer just with the processor going. So I hope it's not too much. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get through this. I did put on a mute. Okay, so it's a little bit better. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick update in terms of where we are. We're still continuing to work on the test net to get it up and going. At the same time, our partners, we've had some communication with our corporate partners and what they've been doing with the integrations that they've done with LPC and what things that they've moved into operation. And just to backtrack, back in March, April timeframe, we started to do a quick demo test with with LPC integrated into their expert source human capital management contractor payment platform. That pilot did not go too well in terms of being able to have payment. Well, being able to make the payments and then going in and out of LPC was okay, but we were making an assumption that we could maintain price stability around 8 cents. We were unable to do that during that 1 month pilot project. As a consequence, the pilot didn't go well. However, it's the case that LPC was not totally scrapped from the human or the expert source project, but it's the case that we're pulling the blockchain back and being able to track. And how you doing, Mike? Being able to track funds as they're being paid to contractors. So it was the case that Lumina did lock down a customer who will be using both expert source platform with LPC and along with a computer adaptive testing platform that I built called Smart Test Technology. That Smart Test Technology platform, it administers computer adaptive tests, uses a little bit of AI, so as the questions change, as a person answers more and more questions, and that subsequently will be storing responses on our blockchain once we roll it out as well. So they did have a customer sign on to buy expert source using LPC, which I think is great. So it's the case as we roll out the new chain, we'll automatically have a partner that will be transitioning onto that new chain as well. So it's a little bit of work we have to do with our partners to get that, with Lumina, to get that squared away. But if most of you haven't seen this one of these solutions here that's with rights platform chain, that's another solution where LPC is integrated in tracking and tracing digital rights for photographs or images. So I'm really pleased to see that they were able to lock down a customer with expert source, and using expert source, that is tracking contractor payments using LPC, and being able to also use Light Paycoin in STT integrated within that application. So we already have a real world application that's taking place. And just want to update you guys in terms of that progress. And I know we will be transitioning soon where we'll be communicating more information, and we need more help like in support of like the general project, more on the community side, more on the development side, also the marketing side as well. So I'd really like for a lot more folks to begin to participate in the project. So, and if you hadn't seen this, I'll put this down in the comment section earlier. So as I mentioned earlier, Light Paycoin is actually being used with LPC within LPC is being used within the expert source platform, and that's contractors within the publishing space. And they moved from, we initially did a pilot. The pilot didn't go too well, but it was enough for us to still be included within the production offering. So over the next few months, this will be rolled out into more and more customers, with the first one that we already have locked in, or the first one that Luna already has locked in. They'll be using a computer adaptive or artificial intelligence system to administer assessment tests, and those results will be stored on our blockchain, in addition to Light Paycoin being able to track payments within the expert source platform. So I'm pleased to be able to announce that as well. So most of you might not have heard about it, but it's the case. Just to let you know, that's an update that we have on the product side and being able to get it out. In terms of transitioning on the chain, we're still working on the test net, working out a few bugs in terms of how payments would be made out to the master nodes and the network. And it looks like we're more than likely we're doing away with staking. So that's just something that we have to talk about, because we've always had issues with staking, and I think it's the case in the community, the master node community in general. That's still a concern. But we'll give you more updates as we move forward and we push towards that April 15th date. So at this point, I don't have any more to add, unless Colin, at this point, if you wanted to take over and give your update, we could give your update as well.
Great. So, are you able to hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, folks, we're about 45 days out. I'm not sure where you're located, but I'm here in Shanghai, China. It is officially July 1. So we are 45 days out from our target date of August 15th. When we get to 30 days out, we're going to start seeing a lot more information being made available. When we get to 21 days out, you're going to actually see a countdown for the last 3 weeks. Now, we're going to have 3 key pieces of information that we want to make sure we have available starting 30 days out. A lot more information on swap merge. Now, a lot of you have been sending in some ideas. You guys should try this. Have you guys considered this? Go talk to this other project. They went through a swap merge. Maybe you'll learn something from them. Continue to send those ideas in. Great ideas. We're following up. I'm following up on most of those. I'll be starting to get back to most of you guys probably sometime this week. So thanks for your patience. I know when you send some ideas in, you want some instant feedback. So thanks for the patience. I will be getting back to you guys all this week. Once you send me the information, I have to go actually start looking at what it would take to do that, which I've been doing. So now I can get back to you to make sure that we have a lot of information for the swap merge. And again, on my side, this is our first time going through a swap merge. So if you have some ideas and if you have experience, share it with us, right? We are not afraid to take input from the community. We're also going to talk about 30 days out, having information available for our new business model. As you know, we're pivoting from the point of sale ATM to really having a more consistent, solid business model. We're reaching out to a specific subset of the industry. So we'll have much more information on that between that 30, 21-day countdown. And finally, we understand that we will have some incentives in place to motivate you guys to start moving your tokens, your coins, over from your current wallet to the exchange platform. The exchange platform is ready right now to handle that. And we see people who start to transfer the coins over. We want to make sure, especially once we get down to that 30-day, that people start moving their coins over. So we'll put in place some incentives to help motivate you to make those transfers to the new wallet. Damon touched on a very, very key topic here. If you think about a lot of the other successful projects or projects that are ongoing, for example, Bitcoin, Ether, a lot of these projects, if you look at the first few years, they were primarily volunteer-based, right? And we also are volunteer-based. Now, this is important because we have a lot of need for skills. And in order for us to meet the requirements of what we need to do, we need to fill those holes with qualified people. We're going to be looking into the community and outside the community. So sometime this week, I want to say by Friday, within Telegram, within Discord, online also, you'll start seeing some requirements that we need for our skill set. We're asking you guys to look at those if you have that skill set. If you have a skill set, and if you have a few hours per week, feedback to me, contact me. That will allow me to reach back to you, and we'll see if we can add some value and help us out. Again, we have a lot of folks that are submitting ideas. The ideas are great. What we need now are your skills. If you have certain skills in marketing, communication, if you're really good at managing social media, which I'm not at, right? If you're a developer, so again, you'll see the requirements you have. If you have a skill set that matches, please feedback to me, and we'll see if we can work together. Now, one thing I want to make very, very clear: if you do volunteer, if you do become part of the internal team and help us out, you will need to come from behind your online name. If you recall, one of the things that sort of got us into a pickle previously was we were not able to, or we did not really verify who we're working with. So if you look at the people who are helping with us with our Discord, the people who are helping with us with our Telegram, the folks who are coming out to do our development work, we're now doing an extra layer of ID verification. So across the board, we need to know who you are, verify who you are, just to make sure that, quite frankly, make sure that we're trustworthy and we can share our plans with you, what we're trying to do here. So again, we are looking for volunteers. Now, moving on very quickly to our Discord and Telegram. We do have our Discord moderators in place. You'll see we have, I believe, 3 or 4 moderators in place. We're still trying to get around the clock coverage. However, very interesting, we don't have around the clock coverage because our moderators are pretty much on one half of the planet. But we're finding other members of the community who are stepping in to answer questions if our moderators aren't online. So I want to thank you guys for that. Again, we do plan to try to have an ongoing, I want to say, follow the sun sort of 24/7 moderator setup to answer your questions and help you within Discord. We also have a new Telegram channel. Most of you should have seen that Telegram channel within Discord. If you have not, please go back to Discord. We post that this week. By the end of this week, Friday, July 5th, we will only be posting and only be monitoring the newer Discord channel and the new Telegram channel. So right now, there is the Light Bitcoin channel in Discord, Lotus Coin channel in Discord, and then the exchange LPC LGS. The only one we'll be monitoring after Friday will be the exchange LPC LGS. Also in Discord, we have the same 3 channels. In Telegram. After Friday, we're only monitoring a single Telegram channel. And we're doing this to make sure that we have control over the narrative. Right now, we don't have control over certain rights to do things. in those other channels. So we want to make sure that we have control over the channel. So please make a note of that. On Friday, we'll no longer be using those channels. The last thing I just want to mention is, guys, again, we're 45 days out. We have a lot of activities taking place. In order for us to succeed, we're going to have to bring on some people, and who knows, you might be that person that can help us out here. So if you have a skill set that resonates or a skill set that matches what we're looking for, please don't be shy. Please feedback, and I'll reach back out to you and we can do some work together. Okay, Dana, that's it.
So, and yes, I do see a couple questions coming out, and one was on the Explorer, and yeah, the LGS Explorer, yeah, it failed. We dropped the ball. I went and restarted the LGS Explorer to get it back up, and it's one of those things. It takes about anywhere from like 4 to 7 days for it to really get going, and like in the whole mess, I totally dropped the ball, not being necessarily focused, having additional support. So right now, we really have to stick 2 developers, and I know it's another question asked by Lydia. So how many developers? We have 2 developers so far, and that's me and Lee working myself. There was another person who contacted us through the channel who wanted to participate, but I haven't had the opportunity to vet with him. And I'll go ahead and I'll give it another try to get the LGS Explorer up and working, so we can go get that, go through the transition, so you guys be able to have an Explorer to look at. So I won't give a guarantee that it'll be up, but if it's something where I fail at and somebody else will come in and get it going, just feel free to reach out. But at this point, man, I do appreciate you guys being patient with us. We're going through the process. I've had conversations with some members over at Lumina in terms of what they see and how they see moving forward with us. They're definitely moving forward in the sense of using the new coin within Rights platform, within Expert Source. But it's the case, I'm taking feedback from them in terms of the things that they would like to be included as well. And with marketing, what we've done, Lydia, is it's the case that, as I mentioned earlier, we're looking at about 10% of the new coin supply to be dedicated towards treasury. And that's roughly about 2 million or so, but 1 million will be locked away. Nobody will be able to touch that for a year. But then we'll take the other 1 million or so coins, and we'll be dedicating it towards marketing, towards development. It's not going to be much with the small team that we have, but it will be something until we're able to get going, get on a few more exchanges, and then we'll be on the upside in terms of helping folks out. On the purpose of the new coin, to develop ATM network or just selling software. We will be adding software. I like to stay in the lane of with the new the coin and project. Stay in an area where we have competency outside of just blockchain. Anyone can launch a blockchain. We were able to launch this blockchain and have it up for an entire year, not necessarily having some domain expertise within payments. We had a partner with that, with CoinLogic, but not something that we're moving forward with them. Perhaps some members should, but I'm not pursuing in that direction. But yet, it's the case. We do have expertise in analytics. We do have expertise in AI. We do have expertise in being able to build out some software that can be placed on blockchain. So for instance, with the artificial intelligence assessment systems and the analytics associated with that. As well, sports data that we have in the professional basketball, professional football, and other sports. But right now, it's just being able to build out the new chain, have data stores available, and at the same time being able to develop the appropriate software to be used. So right now, that's the main core that we're going to stick to. We'll put out like documentation a few weeks out before the launch in terms of you guys seeing the white paper and what we're doing. And that's where we are at this point. If there are any more questions, I see, I think most of you know how to get in contact with me through Discord and Telegram. I get messages through Telegram almost like every day. So that's all I have at this point. We're 21 minutes in. I don't know, Colin, if you have anything on your side. If not, you can close it down.
Yeah, nothing more on my side.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, like we're gonna push forward, and I'm gonna attempt to get the LGS Explorer up again. In addition to the work that I'm doing on the chain within the test net. But like I said, guys, I'm exhausted. I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to shave, man. You see this gray, all this gray coming up, man. Y'all caused all this gray for me over this past year. Um, but I think it'll be worth it at the end of the day. So I do appreciate your time, you guys stepping in. Any more questions you have, just let us know, and then we can move forward from there. Definitely. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye bye.